I did a few little hauls from all different kinds of places. Sometimes I'll just get like 2 or 3 little perfumes when I see them on sale. These, I think, they're all under £20 certainly. Some of them under 15. Some of them were. I mean, I think the replay one might have been about £7, something like that. So they're all best to Google though, because I got these ages ago, but I've seen them cheaper since, like even cheaper than I got them for. And yeah, it's best to just have a look and see where's selling them for cheap. But let's start with this one. This is James Bond 007 for women. This is the one that comes in the black bottle. So I think I was lulled into a false sense of security with this one. I think I'm just going to push these all out of the way while we get on with this. So this is the black bottle. It's been kept somewhere very cold, so it's almost kind of steaming up being in my room. Let's see if this will brighten up a tiny bit. So this is a 30ml. This is an Eau de Parfume. And I genuinely thought that this looked quite interesting. It's compared, the top comparison for this one is Haute Couture. And that's a perfume that I have not smelt for such a long time that I have no memory of what it actually smells like. So I'm not going to comment on that, but I'll give you the notes for this one. I think these bottles are actually really cool, and I like the boxes as well, actually. Top notes, black pepper, rose and bergamot. Middle notes, blackberry, jasmine, gardenia. Base notes, black vanilla husk, cedar and white musk. Everyone was talking about how blackberry forward this was. And in the very deep dry down, I do get a lot of blackberry, but I'd almost be willing to make a bet that there's patchouli in this and it hasn't been listed, because yeah, I get a real patchouli vibe with this. It's also got quite a lot of syrupy berry, it definitely does. And it's sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. It kind of reminds me of, there is an Avon perfume that has, it's one of the, is it Imari collection? I can't remember what it's called, whether it's Elixir or one of the other ones. But I'm pretty sure it's got blackberry in it. And that one, that is kind of a fruit chili to me. But the blackberry was really prominent and in a way that I thought was quite interesting. And the same with this one, although you know what might be throwing me off mainly is it might be that cedar. It has a woodiness in it that's leaning towards a kind of pencil shavings to me. Yeah, but I think when I first smelt it, I thought maybe there was patchouli. There's just something in it that makes it very uncomfortable on my skin, so this is not one I could wear. But if you like cedar, you don't mind jasmine, if you don't mind black pepper, if you don't have any problem with patchouli, this is an absolute bargain. That has a real bright, juicy blackberry in it. So it's surprisingly light, considering that I'd say this is quite an evening perfume. Yeah, it's just, I'm not sure it's massively original, but it's, I mean, it's okay. It's just not one that I want to keep in my collection. So that's that little guy there. So this one is James Bond 007. This one's called Femme. This one has, I think if I remember correctly, an ombre bottle. I've had these for ages. Sorry it's taken me so long. This one, another, but really nice bottles. I think these are really pretty. I'm actually going to put this one on my skin because I don't hate it, but I'm still not sure if I like it. I'm really on the fence about it. See, first spray, kind of like this. So let's have a look. Top notes here are mandarin orange, pear and freesia. Middle notes are night blooming jasmine and cedar. Base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, cinnamon and cashmere wood. There's something about this perfume that reminds me a little bit of the Guess by Marciano perfume, in that it's got like quite a sweet base. There's definitely some kind of interesting spices going on. There's something slightly plasticky doll-heady about it, which I get that same kind of slight plasticky smell in the Guess by Marciano. But then some of the fruits are slightly nose tingly. But I mean, spraying it again, I think it's quite pretty. I think what I need to do with this one is I need to give this a full day's wear test, because I get the pear, I get some mandarin orange, I'm getting quite a lot of freesia. I think probably what starts coming through that I'm not quite so comfortable with is the cedar and the night blooming jasmine. And those are probably the things that I'm getting a bit hung up on in terms of whether I actually want to keep this one. But I do really like the cinnamon in it. I think it's a really nice level of sweetness. And again, if you don't have any problem with cedar or jasmine, this I think is a very pretty and very easy wear perfume, like really good for daytime. It's not massively strong. It's not got tons of projection. I think it's just feminine and pretty. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to have to try this one. It's quite cold weather at the moment, so again, I'm not entirely sure what way it will kind of go in terms of like how it will work on my skin in warmer weather versus cold. But I think I know I don't want to keep this one. This is just not my kind of thing. Whereas this one, I think, in this rather pretty ombre bottle, I think this one is one that I will keep and try it out in different weather and just see how I get on with it. I also just need to give it a full day's wear test, to be honest. And these little 30ml are really good sizes. I think maybe that was £12 or something like that. I think they were both under 15. You can actually get these, I think, on Direct Cosmetics at the moment, so they're still quite cheap. Then we have Replay Eau de Toilette for her. This is, as you can see, a 40ml. It's got quite a nice simple bottle, a box even. I always get those wrong. So I've tried this on my skin, but I'm just going to get this out. So this, is this a label? Is this one I can take off, I wonder? I think it's a sticky label on the front. But I really like the bottle. I'm kind of sad that it has the label on it. If I was to keep this, I would probably take that label off just to enjoy how beautiful this bottle is. Isn't that lovely? It's really nice. It's got a very simple lid, but it's properly attached. It's good. I'm just going to give this a quick spray before I talk about it. I think this was like £6 or £7. It was very, very cheap. Now this is definitely an everyday kind of light, fresh daytime perfume. It's nothing at all groundbreaking, but it's probably a really easy reach. My first instinct when I smelt this is that it really reminds me of like a tea perfume. It's got, that kind of vibe to it. It's not necessarily like the classic Elizabeth Arden green tea perfume, but it definitely has a vibe of that kind of light, fresh, slightly citrusy tea scent, perfect for hot weather, perfect for daytime, perfect for hot weather. So the notes in this one are citruses, green apple in the top. The middle notes are Mirabelle plum. The base notes are tonka bean and sandalwood. And what to say about it? Yes, okay, so there is a slight vibe of Rumour 2 Rose by Lanvin, if you know that one. So that's a perfume that in the dry down gets quite vanillic on me. I always think it smells like a pink lemonade, but then with like a heavy dose of vanilla in the base. And so that's one that I still have it actually, but it is one that I am planning to declutter just because I just get too much of that vanilla. Now this is really citrusy. The plum gives it a slightly different vibe, but it's still got that kind of bright, juicy, citrusy smell. But then the tonka, when this starts to dry down, gets much sweeter. So it's like a citrusy one, but it has that sweetness in the base, which is really quite similar to Rumour 2 Rose. But this is cheaper. It's still a nice bottle. It's not obviously as cool as the Lanvin one because their bottles are amazing, but I think if you like that, this is quite safe. On the card, you don't get a huge amount of tonka, but definitely on my skin, it starts to get kind of sweeter and sweeter. So I think that one's really pretty. I like it a lot. Okay. Whether I'm going to keep it or not, I don't know, because if it reminds me too much of Ruma 2 Rose, I'll just keep thinking, oh, well, I got rid of that one for a reason. So, just giving a quick sniff to this one again. There's something about it that makes my nose tingle slightly, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Okay, so this one is Pascal Morabito Pure Perle. Pure Pearl. I think a lot of these perfumes are between like £10 and £15. So this one, I've had the Pure Pearl, one that comes in a transparent pink bottle. I can't remember what it's called, but I've had that one before, and there was just something about that didn't sit right on me. Most of the Pascal Morabito perfumes I've smelt though so far have been nice. They've just not necessarily been something that I like to wear. This very fascinating perfume. So Pure Pearl. It's a pretty hefty bottle, kind of nice. I think this is, what is this? 100ml. Oh, this is an Eau de Parfume, but it's not strong. So the other Pascal Morabito Pearl perfume that I smelt, the pink one, lasted for ages. It wasn't massively like horrifically strong, but it lasted ages. This one doesn't really last quite as long. So let's have a look at the notes. So the notes in this: top notes, pear blossom, bergamot; middle notes, heliotrope and gardenia; base notes, tonka bean, sandalwood, musk and cedar. So this is an interesting perfume, because the top comparison is this one, Mont Blanc. This is Signature by Mont Blanc, and this is a very musk-heavy perfume with a clementine note in it and a kind of ice creamy, cold vanilla. But it does have, and I totally understand what people mean when they say it, it's got a slight carpet powder smell about it. And that, or you could kind of translate that as it has that slight, weird, fizzy vibe that you get from like laundry detergent. So you can describe it as clean and fresh, but for some people this is hideously synthetic. There's lots of people who just can't get along with Mont Blanc, and there's other people who absolutely love it. And I think the musk definitely will influence how you feel about it, but I can see that this might be difficult to wear for some people, especially when you first spray it. This, when you first spray it, same vibe. It honestly, because I'm wearing this one today, it has a carpet cleaner vibe when you first spray it. A full kind of citrus, sweet, shake and vac smell. It's like sherbety, but it's creamy at the same time, which is quite a strange combination. Yeah, it's definitely got that kind of nose tingly. I'm just reapplying it now because it's not very strong. But it's got like a lemony, like a slight lemon pledge mixed in with this lovely sweet floral creaminess. It's weirdly gourmand for something that only has bergamot in it and everything else is kind of floral. So I think the pear blossom is coming across in this as actual pear. That's what I'd say. So it's almost like pear, bergamot, laundry powder, some kind of general flowery smell, slightly powdery from that heliotrope, and then there's a lot of musk. You can notice that there's like a kind of creamy sandalwood, and then a very sweet tonka bean that's very creamy in the base. So when you first spray this, I find it a little bit, that's kind of, I think, when it's very close to this one. It has that same slightly fake smelling, well, yeah, I mean, fake smelling carpet cleaner, except that Mont Blanc's signature is an orangey, very specifically a clementine smell. And this one has more of a kind of bergamot, so slightly lemon sort of citrus smell. I mean, it's noticeably bergamot, to be fair. But some people say this smells like a lemon, like meringue pie or something. I think it smells too soapy, too much like a... Yeah, I mean, there's no denying, too much like a carpet cleaner or a laundry detergent when you first spray it for it to be fully gourmand to me. But certainly, the longer you have it on, the more it dries down, the more that tonka bean completely takes over everything. And then you get like a fresh, sweet kind of ever so slightly citric skin scent. And this is definitely a skin scent, this one. It doesn't have huge projection. You could massively overspray it, but I suspect that it would be very, very sickly if you did that. And I think the kind of general fizzy kind of detergenty vibe when you first spray it would be a bit overwhelming. So I do like it though, and this is one that I definitely plan to keep because, well, at least for the moment, because when it dries down it's very, very pretty and it's really cozy. I think if you put this on before bed, like if you not immediately, but if you sprayed this on maybe like half an hour or so before you went to bed, this is a super, super cozy smell. Really, really pretty. I really like this one. I think it's very nice. So I'd recommend that one. Not if you hate, maybe it would be worth trying if you hate Signature by Mont Blanc, because maybe it's the musk in that might cause the problems, or the synthetic notes in that might not work for you, but the sort of synthetic notes in this one might work better. So yeah, I mean, might be worth trying. If you do like Mont Blanc Signature, the chances are you're going to like this one as well. I mean, I think that there's a lot of similarities. They definitely sort of share the same overall vibe. And I mean, the only other thing I'll say is that the deep dry down, it doesn't list vanilla, it doesn't have caramel or anything in it, but it is slightly lactonic smelling to me, and it is slightly vanilla-y smelling to me. I've in my review I wrote that there was something almost like a very light toffee about it, like a very milky like toffee smell when it dries down. But yeah, when you first smell it, definitely not that. Definitely much more of a kind of Mont Blanc Signature. But again, Mont Blanc Signature dries down to be very, very vanillic, but like in a kind of ice cream way. So, I've started taking it out before I start talking about it. Hang on. So this is, let me move these around a little bit. So, FCUK, this is her. Now, I don't like these bottles, but it had quite good reviews, you know, and it was compared to some things that I really like. So I thought, I'm just going to try it and hope that it isn't a nightmare. It's not the easiest thing to spray, I won't lie. So FCUK, her. The bottle's annoying. If I kept this, I think I might be tempted to tear this plastic thing off the front, because it's also quite difficult to spray it. At least this one actually works. I've had one of these. Whoa! Oh my gosh. It fully attacked me and it's all over my hand now. So, speaking of laundry detergent, holy hell. This is laundry powder. It's real laundry powder. But it's also kind of nice. I'm not sure if it's one I want to wear. There is definitely something very intriguing about this one. There's something really pretty, really clean, quite feminine about it. It's super, super clean. It absolutely smells like laundry powder. Powder specifically. So I think this might be the closest to a laundry powder scent I've smelt since... there's an Al Rahab oil called Sabaya, I think it's called, which is... I mean, the dryness in that, it smells so much like laundry powder, it actually took my breath away a little bit. This isn't quite that level, but it's similar to Elizabeth Taylor Brilliant White Diamonds, which was so sharp and like a laundry detergent, like a laundry powder, it actually made me feel a bit sick. Okay, so it's very floral, definitely. It does have a sweetness. Woof, oof. It's like on your skin, it kind of softens up a bit, definitely. But like smelling it on the paper is like... So the notes in this one are peony, lily of the valley, sandalwood, violet, rose, iris, cedar, lime, jasmine, patchouli and cinnamon. Woof. I mean, it is... it's a heady, dry, powdery, clean, floral laundry smell, this one. I would say that peony and lily of the valley are pretty high up, but the lime and the violet is giving it like a fizzy thing. which is actually similar to the kind of violet, well, the vibe that I get from the FCUK Friction Night. Even though there's not violet in that one, it has this same kind of fizzy, effervescent, powdery kind of feel to it. So when I first sprayed this, the first thing I thought about was Lanvin Oxygen, which I love. Now, that perfume, I think it has iris in it. I can't remember if it has violet, but it smells like clean laundry, except it's very smooth, lactonic and sweet, very sweet. It's really pretty. I find it really easy to wear. It's really strong. In that it actually has quite a big scent bubble and it lasts for ages, and I absolutely love that perfume. So this has a tiny bit of that. It also has a little hint of Noah. It was making me think, I was trying to think whether it made me think of Glow, maybe a little bit like Glow, definitely Brilliant White Diamonds, and a little bit like Sparkling White Diamonds. So like there's a lot of things this made me think of, but it's nowhere near as sweet as Noah or Oxygen, you know? It's much sharper. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think this is one that I would reach for, to be honest. Even, it's not that I don't like it, because when I've tried it on my skin, it's perfectly pleasant. It's not a hard scent to wear if you don't mind florals and if you like clean scents. If you really like sweet scents, then don't bother with this one because it will be too sharp for you. If you really like the idea of a kind of sweet laundry smell, then Oxygen is your girl, the one for women, the original. And you can get that for like 20 quid and under for 75ml. It's also in a really cool bottle. It's another one like this, which, you know, it's really difficult to decant or whatever. But, I mean, this one for me is it's just too floral and it's just too sharp. I think there's too much Lily of the Valley and Peony in this one for me to really enjoy it. But it's not as sharp as Brilliant White Diamonds. It's got that similar vibe to Sparkling White Diamonds. So if you like those laundry powder, laundry detergent, clean, fresh, kind of everything you're wearing has just been freshly laundered, you've just come out of the shower, if that's the kind of thing that you like, this is an absolute bargain. I think this is probably cheaper than any of those ones I just mentioned, and they're all really affordable as well, but I think this is probably actually cheaper than Sparkling White Diamonds or Brilliant White Diamonds. And it's got an annoying bottle, but apart from that, you know, again, like not a massive sillage, but I don't think you'd want to hit people in the face with this smell. If you walk past them, you'd give them a massive waft of a fresh, clean, floral, you know, laundry smell. Really got in my throat, good grief. If you guys knew how many times I coughed in this video after accidentally spraying this all over myself, woof. It's not because it's like horrific. I've sprayed this a few times since I've had it. It's because it sort of went in my face. It's got a really strong sprayer, because the thing is you have to push this down really hard to actually get it to spray. So when it comes out, it's a big bit of perfume. But it lasts like, I mean, I think when I tried it, I think I tried to shower this one off and I could still smell it a bit. So I mean, I think it's good value if you like laundry scents. But personally, like, I like this one better because I think the dry down's way sweet, you know, and that also gives me a bit of a fresh, clean vibe, but it's also like a sweet skin vibe as well. And this one I just think is quite interesting. Yeah, I'm liking it more as it dries down more. It kind of loses a bit of the sharpness of the fruits and then it's getting a bit sweeter. And then this one, this is just a really nice, easy reach, cheapy for spring, summer. Like, I can see why people really start to like it. It's a really pretty scent. I think it's really easy to wear. But I think probably I just have so many light, easy to wear, sort of tea vibe, citrusy perfumes in my collection. I think realistically, I don't need it. I don't think it's different enough to any of those for me to need it. But this one I think I'm going to keep. This one I'm increasingly thinking I'm going to keep. And probably, well, this one I know I'm definitely not going to. And I think I probably won't keep these. You know, I really love that bottle. I keep looking at the bottle and thinking, oh, it's so pretty. Look, it's just a really nice bottle. Anyway, so yeah, that's my little haul. It's my little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what to call it, a little, I don't know what haul that I got from a couple of places that I now can't remember, but like I said, best to just Google all of these because they will all be different prices, different places. So yeah, just find an absolute bargain. These were all absolute bargains.